Today we're discussing basic tips on playing the game Mancala. Now let's talk about the last stone. What I mean by this is not your last stone before you've won the game. What I'm trying to get at here is every time you're taking stones out of these smaller compartments, think about what's going to happen to your last stone, because there are ways that you can get more stones and there are other ways that you can advance to get more turns. For instance, there are two examples here that I want to demonstrate. The first one, and again we're talking about the last stone. You get to choose which of these 6 compartments every time that you want to take stones from and sow them. The object of the game, don't forget, is to get the most stones in your larger compartment, okay? So if we're thinking strategically, I'm going to take the stones out of this compartment here, and I'll tell you why. We sow 1 stone in each of the 2 compartments. I had 3 stones. Once we get to our larger compartment, right in here, if your last stone goes in your compartment, it means you get another turn. Bingo, you've already advanced yourself with some more stones. So then what I'll do is I'll take more stones here and I'll sow them again. Okay, so I've gained myself 1 more turn. Now another thing to keep in mind, this is a great way to steal your opponent's stones. And you have to count, so you want to think again strategically. You want to think ahead. We're sowing our stones in each of these compartments here, being careful just to put 1 stone in at a time. And as we, for instance, I'm going to move this one here, but if your last stone ended up in an empty container on your side, however, there were stones opposite it, this is where it gets fun. You get to take all of those stones plus that last stone and put it into your compartment as well. A great way to steal your opponent's stones. So if your opponent isn't paying attention, you've got to do some counting ahead, and that's why it gets more difficult the more stones you add, because upwards when you get into 6 stones, sometimes the compartments get so filled up you can't do any counting in there. So it gets a little tricky, but a lot of fun. Stay tuned for our next clip.